Hello everybody and welcome to Wesley's Plant World with me, Wesley Peterson. And today we are out in the area of my garden called Joachim's Corner because I have some very beautiful bushes that I want to get planted out in here because I need a little bit of a makeover. Now, what I have going on here are a couple of rhododendron bushes, but I want to move these rhododendrons out to my west side garden where I have a space for them to fill out there. And then I want to make myself a lovely line of this beautiful Aucuba japonica Variegata, the Japanese spotted laurel. And if you should look at this one, this is a female plant because look down here, you can see, oh, I just dropped one. You can see the very beautiful red berries that this plant gets. And there are also some here you can see. So isn't that fantastic? Look at that, red berries on this beautiful plant. And not only that, you can see this plant has the most beautiful variegated leaves. Look at those. Lots of lovely yellow splotches. So these are really beautiful plants and they can get a few meters tall and grow out and bush out in the garden here. And again, being a laurel, the deer do not go and eat this plant, so I know I can plant it safely and let it grow out. Now, I've had these standing just like this when they were in their little plastic nursery pots outside my outdoor terrace garden at our apartment all winter with no extra protection, just to test how much cold temperature they can take before I plant them in my garden here. And we had a very cold flush actually in Malmö. It got down to -8 degrees Celsius. And all my plants outside froze and the leaves on this plant froze and they looked like they were kind of turning soft and a little bit transparent and really looked like they were like completely frozen and dead. And as soon as the temperature got warmer again and they thawed out, they bounced back like nothing had happened. So now I know I can plant these in my garden, even though here we get down to around -15, 16 degrees. We'll see if this makes it through the winter this year, but I'm sure it should. I think this is a hardy bush, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try it anyway. Otherwise, I can just go and get myself some more. So now I just need to excavate out all those rhododendrons that are in there, and then I want to do something else. I want to look in these pots to see if I can't split these two plants that I've bought into more separate plants. Yes, you've heard me. I love to saw up and split up plants to try and make more. So I'm going to see if there are any more than just one cutting that was grown out in this pot, because I really feel like there are a few and that would be amazing. And if not, I'll just plant the two plants, but I'm really sure I'm going to get more. So to start with, I'm going to just put these to the sides, one there, and this is the other one. I'll just show you this quickly because it's absolutely beautiful as well. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful leaves. Don't they look like crotons? Those of you that love houseplants, you know what a croton is, a codiaeum. This looks like that and it's much hardier and you can have it in your garden when you live in a cold country like I do. So, right, these rhododendrons shouldn't take me more than a few seconds to get up. They haven't been in the ground very long and, well, I have my wheelbarrow. I'll just put this to the side a little bit there. I have my spade here on the side and I'm just going to take these up quickly and easily and then I'll be able to go and plant them exactly where I want them to be. So, oh, yep, that popped up, no problem. This is going to take me a few seconds to sort out. There we go. There's my first rhododendron, ready to be rehomed. And this rhododendron, it gets lovely peach coloured flowers. So that will be nice when I put it in another area of my garden, get rid of all the twigs that are growing on it. That's up. This one, again, quick and easy. Oh, this one grew. Big root mass. Get it in my wheelbarrow. Okay, so right, the rhododendrons are out of the way so I can get on with the plant of the day. Now, I just want to move some of these twigs and things that are in the way here at the front. And then I'll be ready to just level out these holes that I've got going on here a little bit more. This is a good soil. I bought planting soil and mixed it with the existing soil here. And then of course you can see here, I have all the leaves that fall down as natural organic material that help to build up, and all these twigs and so forth, as you can see here. So now basically you can see that I have a blank slate to work on already, and I can make myself a nice line of these if I manage to get more plants out. We'll see. Right, that's going to be the fun part, so let's start that now. Just need to get my saw, and then I'm just going to break away some of the soil in these. Now I'm going to do this on the floor because that's the way I work, and I'm sure if I just break up soil a little bit, I'll be able to see that I've got more cuttings in here growing out than one. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have, I'm sure. Now I'm going to be exposing all the roots and everything, but that doesn't matter. If I can, yes, I've got 3 in this pot. Wow, that is fantastic. 3. You can see they're easily pulling apart, but I just want to make sure that I have enough roots on each one piece. So here we go. Yes, look at this. Oh wow, this was amazing. Look here, look here. Out of that one pot, I got 1 plant with roots. Look at that. Lovely big viable roots, a lovely little plant. That was 1 cutting. I have another little one here. Beautiful leaves, beautiful roots. And then I have this one here, this big one. So that's 3, and look at all the wonderful roots on that. So from that 1 pot, I got myself 3 plants. I am really pleased about that. So I'm going to line them out and say, that's the middle one. There's one, there's one, and then I need to check, see if there are the same amount in this pot here. That would be so cool. So I'm just kind of roughing up a little bit the soil that's compacting around them and exposing the roots, because then they kind of fall apart much easier, because their roots are obviously growing in around each other, making them seem like one plant. But this is the way a lot of plant centres make their plants, so that they look big and bushy, when in fact what you have are lots of separate cuttings in a pot together. And many people may not know that. And that's why I like making my videos, because it helps you to discover that you can get so much more out of what you're buying. Instead of waiting for these 2 bushes to bush out and fill in and close in together, you can spread them out and let each plant grow out into a big thicker bush in its own right, and you would have covered more space, or be able to put your plants in different parts of your garden just from buying a couple of pots. Now here we go, they're breaking apart already. There's 1. Let's see here. Make sure I get some roots. Some of them are a little bit difficult to break apart, but I'll get there. Wow, this time I think I'm going to have to use my saw, actually, or maybe not. I'm getting there now. Wow, they're really locked in, these ones. I just want to show you that on camera so that you understand. So you can see on the ground I got 1. And in this pot, I actually have 3 more plants. 1, 2, 3, very interlocked together in here. Look at that. But you can see from this one, they're breaking away. So it's just about teasing them apart as much as you can to make sure you keep as many of the roots on them as possible as well. So I've got 2, and now I've got these 2. That are really proving difficult to move apart. Wow, they are really interlocked, but they're starting to all away from each other now. Yes, they are. Yeah, there we go. So out of that pot, I managed to get myself 4 more plants. And the one that is the female, the definite female here, I actually want to put in the middle. None of the other ones has berries, so I want that one in the middle. And then I have one here, and then I want another bigger one over here. I want to go right across. So I'm so glad I've got so many of these to be able to do this. And one there. So now I've really made myself a nice line of this lovely bush. And I have one here. Do I want to plant it somewhere else, or do I want to keep it here? So anyway, this is quick and easy, as you can see. So all I'm going to do now is plant them straight into the ground. My soil here is very moist. It's still March here, which means it's still the winter months here in Sweden where I live. So this is a good time to get these in the ground because I know they're going to stay moist for a long time, and when it starts heating up, they'll re-establish their roots and they'll carry on growing like nothing ever happened. And that is exactly what we're looking for. So, move some of the bigger bits of debris out of the way. So we go right over here, this one, make a hole, and get it in. And the rest I'll do in fast forward. Because these plants aren't very big, I don't have to make really deep, big holes. I can just put them in a little hole, plenty of soil around, and because, as you can see here, I have plenty of leaves, I can make sure they have a good mulch layer around them and they keep the moisture while they're re-establishing. And that's me done. Now that was a very quick and easy job, and I'm glad I've saved myself one example. Actually, I decided to put somewhere else because I really do like this plant. So I'm going to plant it somewhere else so I get to enjoy that as well. So I'll put it together with my other plants for now. And throw in some of all this soil that I took out of the pots. So they have that around them as well. Why not? Nothing needs to be wasted. There we go. So now I'm ready to take you in for a closer look of these Aucuba japonica Variegata. Lovely. So here we go. One line of these at the back of my little enclave I have here. So this is all of the plants together. Can you imagine, I started this project with 2 pots today, and then I ended up with 7 separate plants to spread out. Look at these berries. 7 separate plants to spread out. I have 6 in the border here and 1 to place in another area. Now this one, look at the leaves on this one. It has absolutely beautiful leaves. So they will bush out now for me in front of all the other evergreens at the back to give some colour and contrast. And all the way around are evergreen bushes, and in the border on the right I've put a lot of different kinds of ferns which are going to come up. So this is all going to be lush and green and beautiful in a couple of months. But during the winter, when we look out through, I'll turn around so you can see, our northern facing windows, we want to be able to see an evergreen garden. And that's what we have here now. It's getting better and better. So I really hope you enjoyed seeing this video and how easy it is to go out and buy yourself a couple of plants, take them home, split them up, and instead of just 2 plants that would have been planted out here, I now have 8 separate plants, and you can do exactly the same. Most plants are cuttings that are put together in a pot to look like one bushy plant. Of course, it depends on the type of plant you get. You will obviously be able to see if there's one stem in the pot, and you can see if there are a few Maybe they're connected to the same mother plant, but you can go and cut through those side branches if they've got roots on them, and they will carry on growing as a plant in their own right. Again, it depends on the type of plants you're working with. Here, these were separate cuttings, and they're obviously something that's very easy to grow from a branch that you just cut off, because these have been cut off some bush, because you can see at the back here and around here that this was just a stem that was placed in soil and then it grew out these roots. So that is really how simple it is. So now I really want to go and get this one planted, and I need to get all my rhododendrons planted, and I'm really happy with what I've created here. So when I go in later to warm up and have a nice cup of tea, I can stand in my window and look out at these bushes already now. And in front of those, I can see the daffodils are on their way up. So that's going to be really nice. And then this whole enclave is going to be shrouded in ferns that are growing in the front, on the sides, and then the Thea occidentalis Brabant, and then the Pinus sylvestris that are growing here, the Scots pine, and then all the other evergreen plants I have on this side. These are Picea abies on this side growing up really nicely. Fabulous. So all I have to say now is thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be coming up, and I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.